start streaming. All right. We should be live. Let's check this out. Let's check this out. That's right, folks. We are live. And I've just got to say, you guys are going to get super tired of me today because this is my second video and I'm thinking about doing a third, mostly about the problems that I saw with the Super Bowl and not having a Star Wars ad. And since sometime today, maybe tomorrow, we will get a Star Wars Episode 9 title, I just got to say I'm really excited about the stuff that's going on in the community. But with that being said, guys, I have to be completely honest, I'm excited. I'm very excited because not only do we have the Emperor's Shuttle, not only do we have the B2 rework kit, we finally have B1 Battle Droid. And there's a video that goes along with it, and I'm really excited to watch. I actually haven't seen it just yet, but I'm very stoked. But before we continue, let me just say this. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for liking and subscribing. I love it. I love doing this. This is a lot of fun. And again, just kind of as a warning, I've got a 3-year-old kid wandering around somewhere in my house that could come down and interrupt the live stream. Just letting you guys know that's a possibility. But let's get into it, guys. Right now, first and foremost, I want to look at the Emperor's Shuttle because this is the thing that I'm least excited about. Ships is something that I'm growing more and more stoked. I like the concept of ships. As you guys probably saw, I did a video this morning with the guys from the Escape Podcast, not podcast, the Escape Podcast. Otherwise, it triggers some kind of like weird thing that probably demonetizes my channel. Anyways, a lot of fun, and we speculated about what the Emperor Shuttle will look like, whether it'll be good or not, and I don't know. I'm curious about this. Now, it is a support ship. I am not surprised by that because it's a shuttle. You know, it says versatile support ship that boosts the Empire and Sith survivability while debuffing enemies. Now, that's kind of nice because one of the things that I really struggle with in arena, in the ship arena, is those freaking debuffs. Right? Or those buffs that your enemy team has. You're just like, oh, just die already. And all of a sudden they get like their health back and they get protection back. And now with like the Millennium Falcon, they get debuffed. And it's just a pain in the butt. Like it really is. And like I said before, I haven't spent as much time as I should investing in this. I'm going to have someone on to kind of walk me through this because I need some help when it comes to ships. Very excited though. I mean, yeah, the PvP is broken for now, but I love for ships. I think that it's going to change. I think we're going to see more and more things coming through, but until then, you're probably right. I mean, it might be a little bit broken, but all right, let's move on. Basic ability, aggressive offense. Now, I want him to have, and I know it doesn't make sense, but I wanted to have something called like fly casual, right? And turns out that really the Emperor is not the person flying the ship, but it's Han and Chewie, right? And it's fly casual, and it's like you're so nonchalant that you can't be targeted. But his basic ability deals special damage to target enemy. All right, if the target lock inflict critical damage down on target enemy for 2 turns. All right, that's not terrible, not bad. Emperor's Influence, cooldown 3. Dispel all debuffs from target Empire or Sith ally. Then they recover 50% of their mouth. Max health and protection. Dispel all buffs from target enemy and inflict buff immunity on all target locked enemies. So that's kind of nice. That's pretty cool. Because like I said before, that is one of those things that really is frustrating to have to deal with. This ability starts on cooldown and can't be evaded. So super nice. Royal Escort. Okay, so this is their crew ability. Deal special damage to target enemy and inflict target lock on them for 2 turns. And the healthiest other Empire or Sith ally taunts for 2 turns. All right. That's nice because you've got that Imperial TIE fighter that taunts but has like a high evasion. And every time he evades, you get like a capital ship boost. That's pretty nice. I think that's pretty cool. There's got to be some kind of connection there. So this unique is Dispel, or it's called Battle Tested Formation. It wasn't really battle tested. Let's face it. If the Empire had gone with Thrawn's whole premise and said, hey, instead of having one giant Death Star, let's have, I don't know, like a fleet of capital ships and a fleet of other ships to support those ships. Let's not put all of our eggs in one giant stupid basket. Then, maybe they would have had a battle-tested formation, but that's not what we see here. Dispel all debuffs on the Emperor Shuttle anytime it takes damage from a target-locked enemy. That's nice. Empire and Sith allies gain protection up 20% for 2 turns when critically hit, doubled to 40 for Empire and Sith allies that are taunting. So this is, that's going to be nice. Enter the battle hardware Imperial Entanglement, which is cool. I mean, when I think of Imperial Entanglement, I'm thinking of like the game from Wizards of the Coast, Imperial Entanglement. Obviously, there's a video game also, I think, called Imperial Entanglement. Anyways, the Emperor Shuttle gains protection up 25% and critical hit immunity for 2 turns. Empire and Sith allies gain offense up for 2 turns. Inflict tenacity down on target enemy for 2 turns, which can't be evaded or resisted. The Empire's Shuttle can use Emperor's Influence immediately. Ooh, that's kind of nice. And so, all right, that is actually pretty cool. So when the Emperor's ship comes into battle, it's going to be able to use the influence, which means it's going to target, the healthiest. It's going to debuff everyone. So if it comes in the battle and gets buffs or debuffs, that will be all right. So I see this. Now, as I said, guys, ships really not kind of my bread and butter, not something that I like to do. So let's move on to this whole droid rework. I'm very stoked about this. I haven't actually seen this, so let's go ahead and play it. It's like the first few seconds. All right, so commander of the Droid Battalion. All right. So he is an attacker, a separatist, a droid. Makes sense. He starts with 1 freaking health. When a droid falls and that takes its place, which obviously that was part of the thing, the Droid Battalion. Stacks increase B1 all the way up to 100%. Then those stacks will be reduced as he takes damage. If he reaches 0, this is gonna, like I thought this was gonna be. This is a zombie for the guys, for the separatists. This is gonna be pretty sweet. I'm curious. So basic attack, B1 Barrage. Makes sense. Deal physical damage to target enemy if the target was target locked. All droid allies recover 5% of their leader's max health and protection. Okay. Now let's see. He's not a leader, because that would be weird if he was the leader. Okay. But I feel like that's going to be one of those max health and protection. We're going to have someone who is super healthy, but blast them. Special ability, a 0 cooldown. So you can use it every time. Am I understanding that right? That seems pretty sweet to have a 0 cooldown. Deal physical damage to all enemies and inflict target lock for 2 turns on selected target. Gain 1 stack of Droid Battalion for each other separatist ally. Heal target other separatists ally for 0.5% health and 0.5% protection for each stack of Droid Battalion. So someone do the math for me, because you guys know that I suck at math. That is what, 50%, right? Health and protection if he's at 50%. That is kind of freaking cool. So he can heal every freaking time a Separatist. That's not bad. Roger, coming, because you got to have Roger as an ability. I mean, if you didn't, I feel like you're giving a big middle finger to all of the prequel stuff. So Star Wars prequels and Clone Wars and, you know, even Star Wars Legos, where you have Roger, the B1 battle droid who makes sand cookies. I mean, pretty funny show. When another Separatist ally uses an ability during their turn, B1 assists, dealing 40% less damage. Limit once per turn. Kind of sucks, but all right. When another droid ally uses a special ability, B1 gains 15%. Okay, so he's going to be fast. Or in theory, he's going to be fast. Okay, so if... All right, I like it. Unique Droid Battalion. Final. Oh, he's a Zeta. B1 can't score critical hits or be revived. B1 has no protection. I mean, that makes sense. I mean, it's a B1 battle droid. They are terrible, right? Except for Mr. Bones. Totally different case. If you guys don't know who Mr. Bones is, go look him up. Great character. No protection, 1 health, and 100 stacks of Droid Battalion. And can't be defeated or destroyed while they have Droid Battalion. When all stacks of Droid Battalion expire, B1 immediately destroys itself. B1 is immune to damage over time. All right. That's kind of cool. B1 takes damage. When B1 takes damage, they dispel all debuffs on themselves and lose 8 stacks of Droid Battalion. At the start of B1's turn, they gain 3 stacks of Droid Battalion. All right, so they're going to gain it periodically. They're going to lose it periodically, but it'll come back. Droid Battalion, each stack grants B1 +2 offense and all Separatists +5 tenacity and critical avoidance. So each stack grants B1. Okay, so all of a sudden the Separatists are going to become very survivable and quite possibly unstunnable. Not unstunnable. Nothing's unstunnable, but their stun's going down quite a bit. So that looks pretty cool. It looks pretty neat. So let's go ahead and look at B2. All right. Obviously, he's a tank. He's a Separatist. He's a droid, and he's dark side. Droid tank that relentlessly punishes enemies that evade attackers. So let's just see what they is. So his final text, basic, his heavy arms deal physical damage to target enemy. That's what it was. If target was target locked, inflict critical damage down for 2 turns. Otherwise, inflict target lock for 2 turns. Okay, nice. Slow motion with mow down. All right. This is has a cooldown of 3, deals physical damage to all enemies and dispel all positive status effects with an 80% chance to inflict buff immunity for 2 turns. Applied before the damage. Okay. Unique Relentless Barrage. B2 has a 42% or 40% chance to gain 100% turn meter whenever an ally is evaded or damaged by an attack. Target locked enemies have a -25% critical chance and -25% evasion. All right. That's pretty cool because that means you're going to be able to hit them. That means you're going to take off stealth. That means, all right. Reactive Protocol. Final Zeta. Final text. This is a Zeta. B2 has a 40% chance to reduce its cooldowns whenever a Separatist ally is evaded or damaged by an enemy, by an attack. Okay? Whenever B2 inflicts a debuff, all other Separatist droid allies gain 5% turn meter. Okay, so that means B1 is going to go fast. He's like, he already gets like what, 15% plus this 5. I'm curious to know what the other droids are going to look like. So we have the Magna Guard in holding. We know that that one's getting a rework. We have like, what are the other droids? Let's bring it up on SWGOH.gg. Gotta spell it right first, of course. Bring up our Separatist faction. So I know we got our Separatists. Wait, Takedown Games. See, he's the guy that I think I need to have kind of coach me on ships. If anyone knows it, it's that guy there. All right, so we've got the B1. We've got General Grievous. We still haven't seen Grievous's rework yet. So we've got our IG Magna Guard. All right, and we know... Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff that we're getting. I can't remember what else they said in the road ahead. Let's jump to the road ahead real quick. I want to say that we were getting something else, but I'm not 100%. If you guys remember it, shoot a comment down there in the section below. I'm thinking that we're actually going to be getting I don't know if they're going to be meta, but I think they're going to be pretty freaking close. All right, let's see. I got to say, guys, I'm curious to know what Grievous's rework is going to look like, because he is going to be just phenomenal. There's no way a Grievous rework is going to suck. I just have a really hard feeling. I have a really hard time believing that they're gonna have a Grievous rework that's going to just be bad. It doesn't make sense to me. It really, really doesn't. But I don't know. Will Grievous be a meta? I mean, with what we're seeing here, we have... Oh, my computer's so slow. You guys, I apologize for the live stream health. But thanks for joining us, for coming on. Always a pleasure to do this. I have a lot of fun doing these live streams. I don't do them as often, obviously, as you guys know, because I'm not great with live streaming. So Takedown Game says, I would be getting Grievous. I would bet Grievous is going to get an AoE days. Not too many of those in the game, and it's going to help B1 build his stacks. That's true. And it would make sense if he got one. What would it look like? Would it be a multiple attack from one of his damages here? I mean, are we going to see maybe in Sinister Laugh? I don't know. Maybe that could be the inflict health down on enemies for 2 turns with a 55% chance to remove 30% turn meter. This is doubled against Jedi. I would hope that if that changes, doubled against Jedi and, I don't know, like Galactic Republic, right? So that makes it a little more broad. Also, maybe on this, they take that and they say, hey, AoE days here. Boom. That would be beneficial. I really think that would be sweet. But I don't know, guys. What do you think of the things so far? I'm curious to know what this continues to look like, how this is going to continue to play out, because again, we still have other kits that we haven't seen. We haven't seen the General Grievous rework. We haven't seen the Magna Guard rework. I mean, and both of those are going to be awesome. We've got the Droid Akka coming up. I'm really freaking curious about that. I don't know. I'm hoping when it comes to the Droid Akka, this is what I want to see. I want to see crazy tank who has some kind of awesome retribution. And like every time he hits, he fires back at the attacker. I'm thinking maybe like 5's, similar to 5's kit, but I don't know, better than 5's. Nothing against 5's, love 5's, But I'm just thinking that like they could you know, make it pretty awesome. I'm really hoping to be blown away with the Grievous kit. I'm really hoping to be blown away with the Droid Akka kit. I do think that we're going to be seeing something on Tatooine, not Tatooine, Geonosis. When I was speaking to Paul yesterday from the Escape Podcast, we were talking, and I don't know if this made the cut or not. It might be on the podcast. I don't think it made it to my video, but one of the things that we pointed out, one of the things we talked about is how right now we don't have a battle on Geonosis. Now, you guys are like, well, no, the tank's on Geonosis. I'm not 100% sure that it is. Now, if you go over to IMDb, so let's jump over to IMDb real quick, and you look up Resistance, right? Not Resistance, balls. That's Star Wars Clone Wars, right? If you just type in Clone Wars, you get some kind of like the Cake Boss thing, and that's not what we want. And nothing against the Cake Boss, you know, he had a pretty good show. I don't know if it's still on. I don't have cable, but if you look at the first episode in the first season, it's the one with Yoda, right? It's the one where Yoda's like, size is not everything. And that, again, pretty spot on impression of Yoda. This Yoda, along with 3 clone troopers, must face off against Asajj Ventress and her droid army while on a mission to a moon of Rugosa. Now, you have a legion of battle droids, right? You have rocket droids, you have B1 droids. You don't have Grievous. Now, that's the big kicker here. But you do also have a tank, right? And so I am thinking, no, I'm not ripping on the Cake Boss. Oh, I would never rip on the Cake Boss. I'm too afraid of people from New York in general to even begin to do something like that. I mean, never rip on the Cake Boss. Also, he makes cake. Why would he brings happiness to people? I would never do that to a person who makes sweets or grills meat, you know, or French fries. Really, any person who cooks food deserves respect, I think. You know, it's just, if you're good at what you do and what you do revolves around food, you deserve some respect. You deserve some props. And I think he has made a Star Wars cake. I haven't seen many episodes. The Cake Boss is one of those shows that I watch when I'm over at my in-laws' house because they have cable and I don't. But I'm thinking he has made a Star Wars cake. I'd be shocked if he hasn't made a Star Wars cake. That's just weird to me to think that he isn't. But back to this. I think that the heroic tank, or just the tank in general, takes place on Rugosa, not on, you know, what do you call it? Geonosis. That's what it's called. All right. Let's see if SWGOH has any information on it. Weapon of War, Engine Forces. Yeah, it doesn't actually say where this is located. Now, I mean, I totally get it, right? I mean, it very well could be located on Geonosis. That planet is very similar to Geonosis, but do we know? And I'm sure we do. If Geonosis and Rugosa are in the same location or similar places, I mean, because the Toydarians that Yoda's meeting with in that episode kind of have a similar physiological makeup as, you know, the bugs. So I don't know. I'm thinking that we're gonna get something. I'm hoping that it's a territory battle or a territory war. I'm hoping just a flat out new map. I mean, that would be cool. I mean, it's been a while since we've gotten anything like that, right? So I don't know. I am excited about this, but again, we still don't have let's see. Let's go to YouTube and see what other people are saying about him. We still don't have the kit for Grievous or for the Droid Akka or for the other guy, the Magna Guard, right? Now, B1 Battle Droid gameplay, you got some gameplay, Battle Droid. it looks like people, it's all Padme's fault. I agree. B1 Battle Droid, why Ki-Adi-Mundi didn't trust Yoda. That's neither here nor there. So, what do you guys think about all this and other stuff? Geo Queen and Zombie Geo. That would actually be really cool. A Geo Queen would be crazy powerful, I think. A Geo Queen, though, in my mind, would be a raid boss. I could see her being like a raid boss, or maybe a major boss. Then you have a territory war or territory battle. I think that would be cool. Now the zombie though would make a lot of sense, because now we have one for the Separatist, we have one for the Night Sisters, and I mean, I think the Geonosians definitely need something added to them. Definitely a rework of some kind. If you see, now think about this too, with the rework of the Geonosian kit and how ships and characters are linked together with the way they are. If they make the Geonosians any more bad A, you'll see a resurgence of the Geonosians in, ships, because that's just gonna happen. I mean, it totally will. Anyways, guys, I gotta head out. Thanks for joining me. This was definitely an impromptu, but I wanted to throw my 2 cents in. I am excited about this. I really am. I think that this is going to be a much needed rework for the Separatists. Now, whether it's going to be meta defining, I have a feeling that it will be, but I'm going to hold my breath until I actually see more kits, right? Because we still have 3 that are on the way. So hit like, subscribe, join us on goingnerdy.com. I promise I'm going to be posting more stuff. I keep saying that, but there will be more stuff. I promise you that. And, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, wherever I can be found. Hit us up on Discord. Join the conversation. This has been Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, and as always, my friends, stay nerdy. Oh, no, that's not what it is anymore. Smile and stay nerdy. Peace.